Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to 9 Miles Asking on TV Gadget and Food Review. Today I'm going to review the Brazilian Essence Gourmet Seasoning Set, 5 unique blends for beef, chicken, seafood, pork, and all products. This is gluten-free, natural, sugar-free, no preservatives, premium rich flavor. And so yeah, it sounds amazing. The company said this so many, so I really appreciate that. My opinions are my own, and I'm independently owned. Just something about this product, elevate your dishes with the spirit of Brazilian cuisine with our natural Brazilian seasoning centered around fresh garlic and for authentic, rich flavors. It's concentrated and economical, intensely powerful, requiring just a little bit, long-lasting, cost-effective. On and on the description goes. I'll let you read it. But yeah, I like the packaging. I like companies that kind of add something unique, original. So it came with this sticker and this nice, attractive box. The first thing I noticed, it's very heavy. Which is something that's not always the case with seasoning. So it's nice to see that whatever's in this box, you get a lot of it for the money. All right, let's open up the moment of truth. So yeah, check this out, nicely packed. You have the sticker, which is kind of cool. I like having a little bit of personalization to the package. I think that goes a long way. Also, more branding here. So the Perfeito, Perfeito, and want to bring Brazilian steakhouse flavors to your grill or kitchen, it says. I guess that's what the case. Fresh, or real fresh garlic, unrefined sea salt, non-irradiated spices, non-toxic plastic jar, clean formulation. So yeah, you can tell they know a lot about their spices. They thought a lot about this. So they're saying things that, yeah, I definitely want all this, but something that I don't normally even think about when I get spices. That's kind of information you probably, if you really know spices, are important to you. So yeah, so that's really good. I mean, it builds a lot of trust there. It says, please follow instructions on label for optimal experience. Enjoy. All right, so let's check them out. All right, so big jars here. We have the Brazilian fish seasoning. We have the Brazilian beef, Brazilian pork, the chicken, and all-purpose. So what I'm going to do is I have some chicken, I have some beef, and I have some fish. And I'm going to try out all these things, all these seasonings, and let's see which one I like the best. So here we go. All right, so check this out. We have the fish, and all I have is tuna fish today. All right, so let's open this up. Use sparingly, it says. So these are some supposedly high-intensity spices, it looks like. Seasoning contains fresh raw garlic, which unlocks the bold taste. Unrefined sea salt, fresh garlic, bay leaves, ginger, coriander seeds. Check that out. All right. I'm going to sprinkle this on. Let me taste it on its own. So, yeah, just taste it on its own. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And yeah, really, really intense flavors. I think the biggest thing is I get a lot of salt. Then there's a bit of garlic. All right, let's try this out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I think the issue with this is already seasoned. I think, canned tuna fish already is very salty. So I think putting this on fresh fish, I think would taste a lot better. Obviously. All right, so let's try the Brazilian chicken. All right, let's just taste it on its own. Yeah, I still get a hit of that salt. First ingredient is unrefined sea salt, fresh garlic, bay leaves, thyme, basil, turmeric, red pepper, on and on it goes. It kind of has a salt, and then it kind of goes into an herbal type taste. It's very bold. I would say this is more salt forward than a lot of, at least what I've tasted so far. All right, so definitely very tasty, very bold. All right, let's try the beef. Got some ground beef here. And let's try it on its own. Yeah, once again, very salt forward. So this has unrefined sea salt, fresh garlic, bay leaves, nutmeg, cloves, black pepper, seeds, Jamaican pepper, oregano, cumin, basil, thyme. Yeah, and then you can taste all those. So the first thing is kind of a hit of salt. Then you taste all those things. It's very unique, especially for beef seasoning. But I guess this is the Brazilian inspired or Brazilian seasoning. So it's going to be a little bit different than like your standard Johnny seasoning. So just keep that in mind. But I would say if anything, they're all very salt. Like the first thing you taste is just a strong hit of salt. All right, so just for fun, let's try the all-purpose. And also the pork, I didn't try that. Yeah, that hit of salt. Yeah, sea salt, garlic, bay leaves, garlic powder, nutmeg, black pepper, seeds, cloves, Jamaican pepper, thyme, oregano. So yeah, lots of flavors going on there. I would say my favorite so far is the chicken seasoning, just because it's a bit kind of more herbal. All right, so pork, this one's interesting. So sea salt, fresh garlic, then it has mustard seeds, bay leaves, on and on it goes. Let's try this. And I can see why they say use sparingly, because these have bold flavors. Yeah, that one's real tasty actually. Yeah, the pork one's really good. I might even use that for chicken. Yeah, that one's tasty. All right, so what I'm gonna do is fry up the beef and the chicken and kind of just taste it as it is, how it tastes cooked. So here we go. All right, so I'm gonna cover them up in the pan and they're ready to go. So yeah, one thing I noticed is visually I like how the spice looks on the meat, especially the chicken. Check that out. I think one thing I've noticed, so much of spices have sugar in them now, that when you don't taste a spice mixed with sugar, you're like, oh, what's going on? Because this is just salt forward. So a lot of, like the most popular spices out there put sugar. A lot of people know that, some people don't, but it does change the taste. So just something to consider, because a lot of people are looking for salt-free or sugar-free options, and this is a great, I guess, selling point of this product. All right, so here we go, among other things. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's taste the chicken. Looks delicious. I would say, like they say, use this sparingly because it is salt forward. But you get the salt, you get some herbal taste. I may have overcooked the chicken a little bit, but the seasoning helps. Usually I like to cook it a little bit more than that. But let's try it out. Here we go with the seasoning. 3, 2, 1, taste test. I think beef has a little bit more flavor. So I can't really taste it as much, but just adds a little something extra to the beef. So yeah, all in all, I'd say it's a success. I mean, I think these are good spices. They're unique. They're definitely different from other spices that I've tested on this channel. If you're looking for something like Johnny's seasoning, this probably isn't for you. But if you want a Brazilian seasoning for all things, from chicken, pork, fish, all-purpose seasoning, everything, beef, I would say go for it. Test it out, see if you like it. And also people looking for, high quality seasoning. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comment section. And thanks for watching, everyone. Till next time, I'll see you later.